Good morning. Once again, we'll take time out to look at our Sunday school lesson entitled Meaning of Faith. Coming from Hebrews chapter 11, verses 1 through 8, and verses 13 through 16. The main thought is Hebrews 1, and very familiar passage in Scripture. It says, "Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen." Father, we thank you for your word. We thank you for your people. Pray now that you use them as you should in your hands to the end that your name be the glory. Forgive us for anything said, done, thought that's not like you. This we ask in Jesus' name. If you will say it, we pray. Amen and thank God. Amen. In this last unity we have in our Sunday school book is dealing with faith gives hope. That'll be our last 4 lessons, 5 lessons, 4 lessons. That's left in our Sunday school book. The first one is beginning out in chapter 11 of Hebrews, the meaning of faith. No topic is the example of heroes. There's 3 outlines in our lesson on today. What faith is Hebrews 11:1. Accomplishments of faith, that's Hebrews 11 verses 2 through 8. And the destination of the faithful, that's Hebrews 11, 13 through 16. The Hebrew writer, as he was trying to continue to encourage those Christians there that were raised up on the law, and knew the law, some of them are still struggling trying to mix the law with their faith that they now have in Jesus Christ. The Hebrew writer was trying to encourage them that faith in Christ alone was enough. They got to lean on the law because Christ fulfilled the law, and therefore the faith that they now have is enough that they can make it to their destination. It says that this particular passage of Scripture is always brought up and talks about the example of heroes. And I wish the author would have said the example of heroes of faith, because when I think of a hero, I think of Superman. And think back and think of Green Hornet, somebody that we see on TV, underdogs. Those are heroes that people kind of rely on coming in and saving them when they're in trouble. But all of those are fictional characters. Am I right? We can see them do their heroic work on TV, but when you really need some help, Jesus, you need somebody that can. I wish I had somebody to answer you and really be a hero in your life. Nobody better than Jesus. If you call him, he can definitely answer. So Paul was trying to get them to understand that now that they are this faith in Christ, and a lot of people have faith in a whole lot of things. But your faith has to be in God, am I right? And what God has established here for the believer. And Paul was trying to, I said Paul, and I believe he may be right up this book. He said, now faith is the substance of things hoped for, all right, and the evidence of things that are not seen. Yes, sir. Why should we believe in something that we already can see? Paul was talking about those spiritual things that we cannot see. He said faith is the substance of things hoped for. My brothers and sisters, our faith is being challenged in this day and time as never before. And the reason I know it's being challenged because now that we're not able to congregate into the sanctuary like we used to and try to stay strong in the Lord and meet and Bible study and hear that, our faith is challenged because now we have to do it on our own. I wish I had somebody. We got to hold on to our faith. And sometimes when you don't come around with the fellowship of the brother and the sister, therefore you don't have the encouragement. I wish I had somebody to hold on to God's unchanging hand. So if I have faith in anything that I'm trusting God for, you can't see this. There's a whole lot of folk that struggle with sickness. And they're trusting God for healing. And sometimes the doctor's giving them bad news, sometimes the doctor's giving them the same news. But you're still trusting God for the healing, am I right? It's a fall. You can see that the God that you serve service, they knew what to bring through those things.
Yes, sir.
How many of you been in the hospital and you went through surgery and the doctor was reading out your chart and said all those things? But guess what? You went in trusting God. Huh? And you came out. I wish I had somebody trusting God because what He brought you through. So now faith is the substance of things that we hope for. We got to keep hope. Those two are tied together. Faith and hope. They're tied together. And we will eventually see the evidence of the things that will come. He said, for the elders, it talks about, they obtained a good report. And this is the accomplishments of the faithful. They obtained a good report. Through faith, we understand that the worlds were framed by the word of God, so that the things which are seen were not made of the things which do appear. And I read that, and it talks about the elders, those that old patriarchs, and how they obtained a good report of God. It says also that the faith that we understand that the worlds, and I read that word worlds, it was plural there. Tell me what you're talking about here. And he showed me, he said, well, there's an upper, there's a middle, and there's a lower. God created the heavens, am I right? He created the earth, and He created the sea, am I right? I don't know if you ever look at the Discovery Channel and see them going down beneath the ocean. That's a whole different world, am I right? Yeah, when they get up in space and see things that they thought they discovered something, it was already there, God put it there. That's a whole different world, am I right? And on this earth, the world that we are tangled up and tied up in, trying to make Him our own, it's a whole different world. So when He created these things, He created them all. Am I right? From the Word of God. Didn't that God step out on nothing? And said, let there be light. And He created everything in those 6 days, and that 7th day, He rested. Am I right? It was all done by the Word of God. Everything that is made, it was made by Him. I seen the other day they discovered some little thing down in the deep that they had never seen before in their life. They got down so deep down in the ocean, they seen something, they thought they discovered something new. But guess what? It was already there. God just allowed them to get down there low enough and what? They can finally see those things. So it says that what? Everything was framed by the Word of God, so that the things which are seen were not made of the things which do appear. In other words, no hammer or nail built here. There's no blue up in the sky that's holding the stars up in the sky. Nothing we had made anything that we see. It was all made by what? By the Word of God. And then the writer went on to bring on some individuals that would testify. He brought on Abel. The faith of Abel offered unto by faith, Abel offered unto God a more excellent sacrifice than Cain, by which he obtained witness that he was righteous, for testifying of his gifts, and by it being dead, yet speaking. When we think about our faith not only calls us to trust in God, because, and this is not really a definition of faith, and I think the commentary said that, because if you define faith, it means to trust, it means what? To believe, am I right? And that's what we all have to do, we have to trust and believe in God, all right? But here it says that when by faith, Abel offered unto God. If we have faith, we're willing to offer unto the Lord a good offering, all right? And if you go back and read that story, the reason why God accepted Abel's offering, because he offered him a sheep. He was a tender of the sheep, and his brother was a tiller of the ground. Abel offered the sheep as a sacrifice for his sins. Yeah. And therefore he was covered because of the sacrifice that he made. And when Cain came and brought it, he brought a gift just like Abel did. But he brought what? The fruit of the ground. Nothing that was going to cover for his sin. He made a sacrifice. So God, what? He accepted Abel's offering, and he rejected Cain's. Now, who in here can tell God who's offering to accept, who's not to accept? You can put all the money in the world in the church, am I right? But if you never sacrifice your body as a living sacrifice. If you don't give your body as a living sacrifice, holy and acceptable to God, guess what? All the money that you give, it's not going to be what? Pleasing in God's eyesight. So Abel offered unto God a more excellent sacrifice than Cain, and our faith shall allow us to do likewise, offer the best unto the Lord. Not only that, Enoch was translated that he should not see death. Our faith should help us like Enoch. We want to walk so close to God. He was so close to God that what? He walked past death. Somebody didn't get that. He walked so close to God that what he was doing was so pleasing to God's eyesight. His purpose was fulfilled that what? God took him away from him. Now, I'm not that close to the Lord, neither are you, am I right? Because we're still here, right? So God still has a purpose in our life. But what? We should strive that what? Our faith should cause us what? Our walk to be close to the Lord.
That's right.
There's individuals down here today, they say they believe there's a God. Paul said, when the devils believe there's a God, they true.
That's right.
If you believe there's a God, then you ought to trust and put your faith in this God that you say you believe there is a God. Now, you know that we talk for all the time. They say that they're going to bathe in heaven, they God made the earth. But guess what? They're doing any and everything that they want to do. They're not putting their trust in you. Am I right? Yeah. So if we say that we have faith in God, and it says how Enoch was translated, he didn't see death because what? He was found, he was not found because God translated him. For before he translated, he had this testimony that he pleased God. Yeah. That was his testimony, that he pleased God. I tell people all the time, it's easy for us to try to please God and try to please everybody else. Because somebody's not going to like what I'm doing, am I right? And I'll do my best to please God. If I can please him, I've done my job, am I right? Look what it says in verse 6. But without faith, it's impossible to please him. It didn't say it was difficult to please God. It said it is impossible to please God. Without faith in him, it's impossible to please him. You know why? For he that cometh to God must first believe that he is, and that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him. In our world today, people are seeking for everything else, seeking how to get ahead. We're struggling right now getting folk in to come to work right now. And a whole lot of other companies doing the same thing. That's right. Because the government supplies so much help for some people. They feel, I ain't walking about this help somebody. They feel like they don't need to work no more. Am I right? And when they lean and depend on the government to carry them through, when all those things are gone, got to work right. Yeah. And then folk will be upset at the government for not giving them help. God said, "By the sweat of your brow." But without faith, it's impossible to please God. He that comes to God must first believe that he is the reward of them that diligently seek him. I'm going to keep my faith in God. Yeah. That when I get in tight time, when I get in tough time, I have somebody I can go to that help me out of my trouble. Oh, yeah. Amen. The disease. Noah, another thing our faith do. Noah being warned of God of things not seen yet, moved with fear, preparing on saving his house, by the which he condemned the world and became heir of righteousness, which is by his faith. Noah got a warning from God. Yeah. You ever been in a teaching session, a preaching session, and then all of a sudden you hear something that warns what you're doing, that you need to stop doing those things, or X, Y, and Z is going to happen to you? A warning from God? When Noah got this warning from God that it was going to rain, rain had not come from the sky yet. It was only springing up from the ground. That's where God used to water the earth. But this time God warned him it's going to rain. Go and build this ark, because it's going to rain. Yeah. And I don't know, but I guess it scared the hell out of Noah. And that's what needs to happen today. The hell need to be scared out of a whole lot of folk in order to turn your life over to the Lord. I want to tell you something. It scared Noah that the fear of God came on him. He began to build an ark. Now God scared been enough that you finally begin to what? Do His will?
Yeah. Oh, yes. That's right.
I had it scared out of me.
God bless you.
And ever since I had it scared out, I've been trying to build my own. I wish I had somebody. Right? Noah was warned by God from that morning. His faith caused him to move and what they build an ark. A whole lot of things we heard God tell us to do, we still ain't moved yet. Huh? No moving. By faith, I'm almost through. Abraham, when he was called to go out to a place which he should receive, which should after receive for an inheritance, he obeyed and went out, not knowing whether he went. Abraham, the father, Father Abraham, he heard God call him from among his people. Told him to go to a country that he had not seen. Didn't know where he was going to find when he got there. Didn't even know where it was. But he heard God call him, and he obeyed. Our faith, the being of faith, our faith, when we hear God call us, we ought to what? Get up and obey Him and do what God asks us to do. Abraham didn't know where he was going. Abraham was promised a son. Couldn't see it. They laughed at the fact that at their old age he was going to have a child. But Abraham, what? He believed God. And in believing God, faith is the substance of things that was hoped for, and the evidence of things that are not seen. All of these old patriarchs, all of those elders that God showed that they could, that by faith, and I think it says in the chapter before this, the just shall live by faith. This is proof that these old patriarchs, they believe God in different ways, and what the just shall live by faith. We got to live by our faith today. Since we're living by our faith, this last verse is our destination, we're trying to make heaven our home.
That's right.
I heard one amen. We're trying to make heaven our home. I didn't start in this Christian journey to just come into this church house and not try to strive to make heaven my home. I don't want to see the promises that God promised me. These all died. In verse 13. All Abel died. Enoch was translated out. Noah died. Abraham died, not having received the promise. They died.
That's right.
But they had faith.
That's right.
Knowing that what God told them, He was going to bring the pass. Right. Don't you know your faith will go past the grave?
Amen.
Let me say this again. Jesus died, was buried. He went and took the sting out of death and the victory from the grave. If He did that, guess what? My faith goes beyond the grave. These all died in faith. If you die in faith, that's why it's best for us to try to do our best to lead those to Christ before we come down here and try to bury them. Because we know as believers, if you die and if you don't have no Christ on your side, in hell you're going to live with your eyes. Am I right? Can nobody preach you at your home going into heaven? You ain't got to say amen. I know that, because they can't get you there. You have to die in faith. Not having received the promise, but having seen it afar off. Their faith looked down the road. And being persuaded of them, they embraced Him and confessed that they were strangers and pilgrims on the earth. Since they knew that this place was not their home, since they knew that they couldn't set up residence here and live here forever, they looked for what God promised them before all. We all, after we have accepted Christ, our personal Lord and Savior, this place is not our home. You can have the nicest house out there, mansion, whatever you have on this earth, but guess what? Don't think you're going to stay there forever. Rich folks are dying as well. Millionaires are dying as well. Trillionaires are dying as well. Am I right? Yeah. You cannot set up residence here. You got to find what? A place for your soul. They embrace the fact that what? And they confess they were strangers passing through.
That's right.
Pilgrims on their way somewhere. What your faith would do for you, once you trust in the children of God, it will let you know what? That you are going somewhere. Grandma used to always tell me, I need to get myself back in church. I need to make sure you give the Lord some time. My dad came right behind grandma, tell me the same thing. Boy, you get back in church.
That's right.
Give the Lord some of your time. Huh? Mom, he tell me the same thing. Boy, you need to get back in church. Give the Lord some of your time. Everybody was telling me the same thing. Give the Lord some more time. But I found back in 1991.
Oh, Grandma.
I finally heard God call me.
Yeah.
And when I heard him call me, this time I obeyed.
Yeah.
And I came down here and gave my life to the Lord. And when I gave my life to the Lord, all that talk about heaven, the streets paved with gold, pearly gates, all that talk that I heard in advance. My faith now had me to believe that there was a place. There's a right side somewhere. There's a place where the wicked gonna see some trouble. There's a place where that the weary gonna be at rest. And right now I know in my heart that when I close my eyes on this side, that place that Jesus went and talked about that he prepared for me, I believe that he made an arrangement for me up there. My faith, I can't see it, you can't see it, I've never seen it, never been there. But I heard that the streets are paved with gold. My faith gonna allow me to see those things. I'm gonna tell somebody, all the things that I missed down here, my work shall follow me. Am I right? If we keep our faith in the right place and trust God through all that we see going on, guess what? Heaven's going to be our home. That's it.
Amen, brother. Amen.
He promised us only one thing, that's eternal life.
All right. That's all right.
And our faith have to carry us to heaven's door. So many individuals don't believe in God anymore. Folk that say they would trust in God, they didn't went back, walking no more with the Lord. But as long as I got breath in my body, as long as I know I got God on my side,
Right.
I'm going to keep my hand in his hand.
Yeah.
I open my mouth up to the Lord. That's what the songwriter said. I won't turn back now. I will go. I shall go. To see what the end is going to be. May God bless you.
Yeah. No time got. No time got too far now. I'm bound for the promised land. You got a song thing like that. Like that old church.
Bound for the promise.
Bound for the promise. When you come and go, you're not bound.
Let